permission to let you do this instead. Oh, I don't even remember my audio settings. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Ow. Give me a second. Where's my audio? Dun, dun, dun. Trying to remember what else. The Android for iPhone users. Whatever to you, bro. Some of us are more than us. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro.
Oh, Hassan explains why people like Moist Critical more than Asmongold.
Oh,
Guaranteed he's right. Whatever he's gonna say, he's right about.
Guys, it's over.
I've never actually heard Charlie say, actually, the AFD is not a neo-Nazi party, but even if it was, that's kind of good.
Do you guys remember when I said that? I forgot.
We should make sure that migrants coming out of lower, inferior cultures don't actually tarnish the blood pool of the Fourth Reich. I suspect that could be a part of it. He also doesn't fucking whine all the time.
Of all the people.
Just to give you a sense about the situation, Hassan has talked about Asmon almost every singular day since our last video 2 weeks ago. We just stopped posting him because honestly, it's just depressing. Here's a few lowlights.
Has created an environment where the most loud voices you hear are the likes of Asmongold. One person who is actively
There's
in the
one
top,
man
regularly duking it out with these people.
And it's you, the Lone Ranger.
Ritualistically humiliated with ridiculous smears over and over again and turned into a toxic pariah.
This is about me. Of course it's about
me.
Are you worried? No, not really. What can I do? What can I do? There's nothing I can do, and will only continue.
There's nothing I can do.
Asmongold, who are just like awful, monstrous sociopaths.
Everybody is out to get him. This is obviously Hassan.
He
I do
has
what?
consistently fucking defended Israel, attacked.
What did I defend Israel with?
But also simultaneously loves Nick Fuentes and
I do.
regularly will hype up Nick Fuentes. You figure Asmongold is anti-Semitic on purpose or just ignorant and apathetic? Could be either.
Why would I be anti-Semitic? I thought just a minute ago I was defending Israel. Funny enough, Hassan was platforming Fuentes shortly after because Nick was talking about Destiny's Child.
In the woke era of the internet, like in the 2020 era, if Asmongold was saying the shit that he's saying now back then, he would have gotten the fucking ban hammer a long ass time ago.
Oh, you're completely right. That's why I didn't say it then. I'm sure it's very disappointing that you can't monopolize the platform and then get people deplatformed for people that you don't like. Yeah, you pay this guy to talk shit about you for content. No, I don't. He does it for free. He does this shit for free.
He also doesn't fucking whine all the time. Don't tell me what Asmon is saying. What the fuck does he know?
What does he know?
The illegal migrant simulator is insane. So a few days ago, how many days ago? 2 days ago, I make a video about this and I talk about it. And this has attracted a tremendous amount of attention. So the girl that did it has deleted her account. The website that made it has been shut down. The video on the Gamescom website has been turned off and it's been privated. This has been a complete fucking obliteration. And I asked the question because the game hasn't been released yet. Did I get the game deported or did I get it aborted? Jeez, guys.
Will it be deported or aborted?
That's a tough one,
Damn.
isn't it? Oh,
wait.
Man. Absolute and total win. Yep, that's right.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Take us. What? Take us north. The take us north to the narrative. Cultures of migrants and seekers. Huh?
Listen. If you want a shot at making it, you have to think about this like it's an adventure. Crossing she's unforgiving.
Ain't no way, bro.
Her beauty, but amongst these sands, she's the biggest beast of them all. You will find La Migra swirling above you, cutting through the sky with her blades. Avoid detection at all costs. We've all given up so much already. But the sacrifices will not stop here.
What is this? It has shitty ass graphics.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Nope.
How far our hearts will go for a
They even have the border.
chance at una vida mejor.
They even have the stupid border there.
Are you ready?
It's not stupid, but you know what I mean. It's stupid looking. Look at it.
Fascinating, isn't it?
Hold on.
Hearts will go.
Look at that. It's not even like taller like it should be. If you look at the Texas. Let's see. Oh, right. I've been, well, not been there, but I've been close there. Those metal frames. Oh, so never mind. Oh, but you know what? Let me see if I can find the picture. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where is it? Really? I guess I didn't have any connection. That is beautiful. Welcome to your moments. I think this is in Pennsylvania. I could be wrong. Wait, is this it? Oh no, this is New York. Or at least, no, Pennsylvania? Bro. I'm like so forgetful. Okay. How do I look? Bro, this thing sucks. My iPhone. The Google Photos app. Can't even search it out. Oh my god. Never mind. They changed that. Google. god. I'm stupid. Let's see. Ugh. Bruh. God damn, I used to be skinny. Look at this. I used to be one skinny boy. I feel fatter. I don't know if you look at my arm. Maybe they're about the same. They look like long fingers. They look like long ass fingers in that picture compared to these. Or maybe because my hand got bigger. I don't know. Anyways. What if we put Texas? The fuck was I watching? Minecraft Beta. That's the pocket edition. Look at this. Pocket edition. Sorry. Bro, I don't know how cringy I am, but like, what the? Vegeta, he's got all that attitude. Hit him with it, bruh. I doubt it's in moments. Let me see. Oh. Nice. Okay. Hey! Gay. Gaylord. That's in Michigan. Downtown Gaylord. I don't know if you guys can see that. Ay, ay, ay. That's... Gaylord is funny. How do I... It's not letting me tell in the picture. That's gay. So, you know what? That is my skinny ass. Look at him. I'm old. Need to exercise. Get back to being skinny. Or at least have a lean body. I miss this. December 10, 2024. Oh, this must have been a screenshot. Bro. My skinny ass. I need to get back to being skinny. really have let myself go. I'm all around.
Right. This is somebody crying about my video and what I did. Hypocrite. And
Oh
here we
my
go,
God.
losers take us north.
Video games are art.
All right, that's enough. So yeah, anyway.
How? How do you open up with video games or arts when the game itself is, first of all, graphically the most. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. This is not art. I am sorry. This. This looks like it belongs in a high school book. I'm sorry. This belongs in a high school textbook. This reminds me of like you're learning history, and they have this style of like, ugh, like get me away from it. Get me away from this art. Yuck. Fair one more. Ooh. You get to play as a cat or a dog? Wait, I'm so confused. Are you a cat or a dog? Or a doggy? You get to be a doggy? Hold up. What is this?
Okay, Chesley. I think it's time.
Mommy.
My heart is naughty. My heart's in the highlands. That's chasing the deep. The hills of the
Oh my god. I love this. Like, you get to switch between? Oh, how much is it? Oh, I shouldn't be spending money. Oh, I shouldn't be spending money. Lost Ember? What is this game about? It has the VR. Just says you have VR. Hold on.
Thank you for your help, Kelly. Oh, aye, and Mr. Chesley, of course.
Mr. Chesley. Mr. Chesley. What is this? Cringe Alarm. Really good player, but that game has fallen, unfortunately. Really skilled player, but my lord of the game. It's not bad either. That makes me wonder. Give me a second. Oh. Oh, I have a... Just want to, like... Because I know my ass is going to be, like, really forgetful to close all those tabs. I was going to look something up and now I forgot. Oh. Bro, I'm stupid. I can just go to Steam. Where's my Steam? Where's the, my fun games? Update queued. Yeah, whatever. Let's go to store page. What is this? TPS. Third person shooter? Whoa.
Task Force X. Your orders are simple. Destroy
They have all the
Brainiac's
cringy.
operations, kill him, and retrieve the Joker.
To the hunt! Evil shall not escape my sight. Brainiac.
I don't like it. Sword out my fatal bullet? Huh? Gun Gale. Oh, is this a collab? Doesn't pique my interest. How about this one?
It's time for the main event! I like to go out. I like to party. I like to get wet. I like to go out. I like to party. Give me an encore!
Give me an apple. What? It's like an old man playing games. I'm sorry. Lord. Answers. Oh boy. Ready the pea shooters and prepare for the craziest, funniest shooter in the universe of zombies, Garden of Warfare 2. For only $30? Okay, this is actually pretty dope. Hey, I like them. It's kind of ironic that he has a big head. Oh, this is going to my wish list. It's kind of nerdy. Frontiers. Battle of the Neighborhood. Oh, wow, I have this on my
Since the
Switch.
dawn of time, war has
I
raged
think.
between the plants
looks-
and the zombies. You must
Oh,
be
yeah, I have this on my Switch. Or used to. This is free to play. All over the place for y'all, but I gotta start playing the Resident Evil series because I haven't played any single one.
Hang in there, Ashley.
You know what? Let's add it to our wish list. All the Resident Evils out there. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Me. Caliber. Oh, let's see. $40. Sexual content. Why does it have sexual content? Star Wars, I'm an outlaw. Control. Oh, right. I wanted to look at Marvel Rivals player count. Hello? I wonder if that'll just...
After he yawns, another comes to my...
Yeah. Wow. Do. Is it in community hub? 29,000 players. See, this is when you should be concerned. That number right there. Because last month or a few months ago, it was at like 100,000. Bro. You got that cake. I don't care. I don't care if G got a nerdy man. I'm a nerdy guy too. He could be a genius. Hey. I'm sort of a genius. Not really, but... Oh well. How do I... Whatever. Oops. Let's go to all. 46,000 to... Ooh. Wow. This game is like... still alive. Never mind. Meaning it's gonna be somewhat easier to climb. Oh, 1 minute. Oh, that's 1 month. 48. Wow. It had 0 players at 1811. Was that because of the updates? Give me a second. So now every time there's an update, there shouldn't be no players. Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. That is so weird. Last 30 days. Look at that. All of these players. They're gone. Anyways, let's get back to this.
Anyway, that retard talks about me all the time. Anytime this guy has any sort of motion, it's whenever he's complaining about me. I know him. I've seen his videos before. He's just a moron. So it's not really worth taking seriously or looking at or thinking about at all. And so, yeah, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care what you think is hypocritical. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And so, yes, anyway, cry about it, bitch about it, tweet about it, make videos about it, maul about it. That's fine. It's all okay to me. And anyway, because you know why? You know why it's okay? It's because it worked. Remember what I said earlier about how the only thing that I do is I look at where I am and where I want to be, and I get there? It worked. I don't care about maintaining some form of consistency. I don't give a shit about that. I care about achieving a goal, and we achieved the goal. We shut this shit down. We completely suppressed this. Totally shut these people out. Massively shit on them. After funding a game, Take Us North, about illegal immigration to the USA, after Asmongold, reacted to the Gamescom video about the game, it was quickly set to private hours later. What was wrong with the game, though? It's not a game. It was propaganda. It was propaganda meant to misrepresent people that are illegally entering the country, and it also whitewashed people like coyotes and the people who are effectively human traffickers that get people across the border, and in the process of that...
Wait, is there... Did someone save it?
Violently sexually abuse them in some cases, rape them...
Wait, he has the video. I'm stupid. I'm stupid! Alright, where is it? Hold on. When... Oh no, is it... It might be under his link. Maybe. Video by... No. I gotta see it. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
At Gamescom, they're currently showcasing a game about illegally crossing into the USA and processing the trauma from being a minority with real audio clips from real illegals. I have to see this. I have to see it. I want to watch it. This is content. Wait a minute. Okay, we might have something here. Let's get it.
My pronouns are she, her, and
shit!
That's a woman. I'm sorry, ladies.
I just got triggered.
Great. So I got a little intro. Thank you. My name's Carla Reyes. My pronouns are she, her, and yeah, I run a little indie studio called Anima Interactive. We're developing Take Us North, which is about migration across the U.S.-Mexico border, which is obviously a very relevant and heavy-hitting topic. But that's why we found it important to talk about now, and I'll share a little bit about our behind-the-scenes and development of this project, because it's very deeply rooted in research. Given how sensitive and complex and nuanced the subject matter is, we want to make sure that we are telling these stories.
Are they going to research the way that illegal migrants steal the identities of American citizens and then claim their benefits illegally? I wonder if they're going to talk about that.
Authentically, and that we are, reaching our goal in trying to shift hearts and minds around this. So before I begin, I'm actually curious.
Yeah, this isn't a game, it's propaganda. Of course. Obviously it is.
To ask all of you, because I'm mindful there might not be many Americans in the room. Are there any Americans, by the way? No, okay. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so could I ask, what are your perceptions around like the motivations behind migration across the U.S.-Mexico border? Like, what are you hearing in the headlines in the news? I'm just curious. You can shout things out, or yep, go ahead. Trump out. Yes. Okay. Anyone else?
What?
I just hope that China and Korea can save us from this madness. Maybe like South America can.
Oh my god.
There's somebody gotta do this. Like, this is bad.
You know, what do you think is the primary motivation for people from Latin America or otherwise crossing the U.S.-Mexico
Who
border?
cares?
Money.
Great. Okay, violence. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone
that's
else?
the problem.
Money. First of all, money.
Yes. Okay.
Which
So
brings
this is great
the
because I
corruption.
think like in the
'Cause
U.S.
they
one
are-
of the narratives that's being pushed is obviously
Shut up. I don't care what people lefties thinks, because all these lefties, well, not all, but the loud ones, they be like, open borders a good thing. Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. Bro, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm a U.S. American. But guess what? In Puerto Rico, Latinos, we got violence over there. I ain't gonna beat around the bush. We got violence over there. The fuck? We break laws over there. You don't think I can recognize when someone comes to a country and if they're willing to break a law, because it is a constitutional law. If you enter without papers, you are like, it's illegal. It's not, oh, they came here to do this. No. Because there are some people who come here, but guess what? They're migrants, but guess what? They got their papers, they got everything done right, even if it took them, like, hard times. That's the kind of people I respect. The kind of migrants. Because they worked their ass off, they were like, you know what? They want a better condition for themselves. They're going to sacrifice everything for their family so they can get a better future. They did it. But when I see, like, people who just willy-nilly, be like, oh, I'm going to go through Mexico to enter the U.S. But you have no documents done, no paperwork done beforehand? You're already breaking the law. And if you break that law, guess what? You're not a U.S. citizen. If you're not a U.S. citizen, companies out there who are smart, they're not going to hire someone illegal. Because if they do, then guess what? That company is going to be looked into, and, they might just be put out of business. So, guess where the illegal immigrants turn to? It's not all, but most of them, they turn to violence. There's people who take advantage of them. So I don't get the brain works of like the loud lefties, because they'd be like, oh my god, America's for everyone. America's for everyone. Are you sure about that, bro? Yo, the U.S. we have a fair history of like, we will bomb the shit out of you if you touch anything, and it's petty. Like, if you touch our boats, guess what? We dropped a bomb on Japan. That Nagasaki, Hiroshima, that nuke bomb. Ooh! Because someone touched our boat. Japan touched our boat. It's for everyone, right? I mean, take a look at Poland, bro. For some reason, I love Poland. They do not mess around with their policies.
You've probably heard
I'm yapping too much.
Americans, or they'll often say Latin Americans, or they'll be reductive to Mexicans. They will say, like, they're just stealing our jobs, right? Like,
They
that's...
are. It's a fact. They're stealing it.
Bro, they're stealing our job. I looked for 2-3 years without working, looking for a job, and I could not find a single job. The only job I could find was Home Depot, and then my dumbass stopped working for like a few days, and then bam. But after that, I tried looking for another job. Mm-mm. I had to go back to working with my stepdad in construction. Pays decently too, but all these corporations. Mm-hmm. They kind of sus, bro. So I'm a U.S. citizen, and the only like company that hired me was Home Depot. That's about it. Walmart was close to, but then I realized like it was a fast paced thing, and I am a slow person. See, that one's on me. But the rest, 2 years, 2 years, 2 3 years without a job. Like they'd rather pay someone less and someone who potentially doesn't even speak English to do work. Like, come on, bro. If you're gonna come to the U.S., at least learn the native language of English. Like, if you're gonna come here, learn the language. Because if you go to any other country, you gotta learn their language. How are you gonna speak to them? Oh, what? English is the. There we go again. English. It's the world language. Like, I don't get how some countries, like Mexico, they don't even teach you English. Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans. Puerto Rico should be teaching English. I'm not sure if they are now. But back then, Spanish. I The only reason I know English is because I came to the US at 4 years old. Schools, English. Speak English. Learn English. English. That's how important English is. But nah. These people want to come to a country where like, you know, English is like, the main language. Well, for the most part. And even before even before moving, they don't even just put effort into learning or at least starting to learn the basics. Nah, they just come here. They be like, America, America. Look at America, you get money. That's all they think about. Dinero. El dinerito. Like, bruh. I mean, I know we all love money, but come on. If you're gonna invade, at least try to learn the English. Like how are you gonna not learn a language? Especially to a country that's like what, the strongest country in the world? You're gonna try to invade them? Are you stupid? Are you are you dumb? Are you like not thinking right? And now that we have Trump does not bullshit around. Yeah, there's some policies I don't agree with, but oh boy, most of his policies are like common sense. Like, he has the most common sense. I'm still feeling iffy about the Epstein files because Trump, I don't know if you released them yet, but release the files, bro, because you are like, I am getting bad vibes from you, Trump. Because every time people want to talk about that, you're like, oh, people don't care. I'm like, bullshit, people do care. See, that's what I don't like about Trump. Oh, stop talking about it. It was a, what's it called? It was a distraction. So, how come it was a distraction? You know, you know what the funny part is? I think that he might be in, I don't know. Don't kill the messenger. But I think Trump might be in that list and he might be hiding it. He may have done so many good things for America, but him just, come on. Him just like denying being like, oh, people don't care about it. At first, he was saying, oh, we're going to release the files. We're going to release the files. Oh, and then JD Vance. Oh, we need to release the files. Bro, y'all should have done that first day. Y'all should have released those files first day. Y'all should have been like, release them files. These people gotta round them up. I don't care. I am like, if I was a president, I don't care if my life was on the line, to be honest. I'll be like, round these motherfuckers up. All these motherfuckers in that list. All of them. I don't care who you are. Even if there's other people that, trying to protect you, guess what? And get them out of here. Make a battle royale out of it. Put all those pedophiles just into a room, right? Or into, not a room, into an island, right? Ooh, you know what we could do? We can take the Epstein Island, turn that into a battle royale. Get this, the kids out of there, put them in a safe way, get them away from them, and then put all of them in that island. You start a battle royale. And guess what? There's no winners in that. But guess what? You sell them a fake promise. You say, whoever wins gets their name cleared. There is no... In reality, we're gonna kill you. But, go ahead. Kill each other. Make things easier for us. We should do that. All those people in that list, in the Epstein file list, put them up, send them to the island, to the Epstein Island. Woo! I bet you. Ooh, you can even put it on pay-per-view. There is gonna be a lot of views. People will be like, my kind of sport. Cause you get to see. Guess what? You get to combine like what people love, violence, like, and you get to see pedophiles kill each other? Oh, hell yeah. I'm down for it. Especially, like, big names, probably. You'll be like, oh, damn. I went on a rant. I should just...
The jobs, they're creating more traffic, they overload social systems, they steal people's identities to get government benefits. They steal, obviously, a bunch of other different type of entitlement programs like food stamps, etc. They do jobs for cents on the dollar that should be made for Americans, or they should be improved by automation instead of relying on illegals as a working class of people. The reason why people think this is because it's true. And also, by the way, they just showed up in our fucking country. Why the fuck should we be okay with people showing up in our country? We didn't say they could be here.
Exactly.
What a ridiculous thing to say. Oh, people want to come here. Too bad. It's like even the base impulse of this is out.
Hey, I'm gonna go back to it. You want to be here? Guess what? Work your ass off. Sacrifice. Because that's what life is about. Unfortunately, we gotta make sacrifices. If we want, to have things in our lives, we gotta sacrifice. You want to be rich? You gotta sacrifice. All these wants, sacrifice it. Just be like, you know what? I don't need this right now. Instead of buying what you want, in my opinion, you should be using that money to invest on the stock market. That's my opinion. Because in the long run, that money's going to grow. It's not guaranteed, but for the most part, if you invest right in the right companies, it's going to grow. Easily. And then you'll be able to actually afford your wants. But that's what sacrifice is about. Hey, look. I think, yes, we're young. At least when you're young, in my opinion, you gotta sacrifice. But at the same time, you gotta take care of yourself. Yeah, if you want to have fun, okay, have fun a little bit. But guess what? In the long term, if you sacrifice and you work hard and you talk to the right people, guess what? You're gonna have much, much more time for fun when you're like 40, 50, 60 than like being 20, 30. That's my opinion. That's how I see it. Because you're actually earning money. And when you're earning money, you're making money, which in return helps you out, which in return, if the money is growing for you, you get to actually like work on yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your needs, and then the rest, when it's all saved up, yeah, you can have a little bit of fun here and there, but you know, it's a pass you can do. You know, might have fun like 3 months out of the 9 months. It'll be worth it. You know, be like, you know what? You you never know if you're gonna live till you get old or you're gonna die young. But I think that's a it's a the risk factor. Hey, we don't know. I mean, life is, you know, like that. Life is truly short. But when you're young, it feels like it lasts forever. I am 26 in it, and life is still feels like it's gonna last forever. Like I'm 26, and life feels like it's gonna last forever, but probably when I hit 30, 35, I'll be like, oh my god, bro. Like, ooh. Hopefully by then I'll be strong, buffed. That way I wouldn't have like, back problems. Cause oh boy. I can't believe like I'm 26. But it feels like it took forever to get here. And then out of the moment, you're 30. You're 35. And you're 40. You're like, damn, bro. Life is short. It feels long when you're younger. When you start to get older and older and older, that's when you start to see it. That's when you start being like, oh shit. Whatever. I should.
Outrageous. Like the amount of entitlement that these people have is disgusting to me. It is. It's absolutely disgusting. That's what the natives said too, no? Yeah, and look what happened to them. Not so good, huh? Yeah, I don't want to end up like that.
One of the big rhetoric pushes, and part of what we're trying to do is challenge this misinformation, right? So
misinformation.
Let me just quickly show a couple of videos here. So we've done like voice of the people style interviews to ask people about their understanding about migration across the U.S.-Mexico border. So let me see if this
public opinion on why people migrate to U.S.
Oh, hold on. I want to make sure this audio works.
This is a video game?
Friends. Let me see. Hold on. Let's try this.
Quality of life, right? Like
I think it's like most things when it comes to immigration. It's always you're either fleeing something or want to get to something.
Yeah, duh.
And like I know there's a lot of like violence and like drug problems in and around the border, like with the cartels.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it's just a lot of fleeing that really for
human trafficking,
safety for their families.
Poor countries, they are not making good money, and it's hope of the people. I mean, from many countries, people are dreaming of living in the United States because they are sending to families money which they are making here. I mean, what we see here, it's like not big money, like $15-20 per hour.
American work there. People would take who are more refugees than anything else, the jobs no one wants.
And the American dream, pretty much.
Oh, the American dream is sad. Right now.
This is what I'm talking about, bro. Right.
The American dream. What the fuck? What?
I've been trying to warn y'all about this. I've been trying to tell y'all about this.
Huh?
This is it. How disingenuous for them to say migration when the debate is about illegal immigration. Oh, it's because they don't believe that it's illegal. That's the reason why. They think it's okay for them to do it. Like they have some kind of like entitlement to come to America. It's outrageous.
True.
More refugees than anything else, the jobs no one wants.
The American dream, pretty much. So, coming from where, my parents, ancestors are immigrants, but this time, I think from back then, it's completely different. People come in to better their lives and better their family lives, more opportunities, better living.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was in New York City, where I guess people have a sense of, you know, some of the motivations behind migration.
By the way, New York City, so if you have a map of the U.S.,
New York City is small.
New York City's all the way up here, and the border's all the way down here. So if you ever hear a New Yorker talking about how good illegal immigration is, just keep in mind that unless the people get bussed up to New York, a lot of times they don't even have to deal with it because they're on the completely other side of the border.
True.
True. Yeah, they have like, it's insane.
Let me just see.
Martha's Vineyard?
Is
Yeah,
it
definitely.
possible to raise the volume a bit, by the way? I don't know, sorry
Jesus.
to the AV team. Could people hear that okay? Or, oh yeah, it was fine? Okay, cool. All right, let me see if I can go back here.
Okay, so do we get to watch the game?
Apologies.
Do we get, I don't care about like this. This is a
goal with Take Us North is really to try to humanize migrant stories and capture some of the complexity and nuance. So yeah, as I said, it's a narrative-driven game.
Straight up
it's about
propaganda.
real-world stories. So we're conducting extensive interviews with.
Take Us North plays the role of migrant. Players assume the role of a migrant guy who embodies the complex interplay of duty and empathy. I wonder if he sexually traffics the women that he's helping move over the border. They probably won't do that, will they? No, because it might make what they're saying look bad, even though that's exactly what happens.
Unfortunately,
I wonder I wonder if you're able to molest.
It is what
the
it
women
happens.
That
Unfortunately,
that you help come across the border with. Probably not. I wonder why. It's because it's not about telling an accurate story. It's about telling a lie.
With migrants and asylum seekers, and I'll dig into our approach to that in a bit. But basically, in the game, you play the role
Kids
of a
also,
migrant
of course.
guide or a guia, often known as coyotes. Coyotes are often associated with the drug trade. You know, people meant carteles before. But it's more complicated than that. And
it is more complicated. It's worse.
It is
that's
way
why
worse.
we want to show this game, because we believe in video games as one of the most immersive art forms and as a tool.
It's worse
to
because
foster
if you don't have the money, they will kill you. Like, these people do not fuck around with their money. They will literally kill you. If you're an immigrant trying to cross the border between Mexico and Texas, if you don't have the money, they will kill you. Why? Because they see you as, like, property, you know? They don't see you as a human being.
empathy and awareness of
It's
specific.
not empathy at all. You want to come to another country and experience its resources and then take advantage of it while not respecting that country's borders. You want to go into the country illegally against their consent. You know that you're not supposed to be here. You're going here anyway. You want to talk about empathy? I think that should start at the beginning whenever you come somewhere where you know you're not supposed to be.
Exactly.
Why y'all put up with these retards? Honestly, I think that the time of putting up with these people is almost over. It is coming to a close, and I am so fucking glad. It's almost done.
Topics. Okay, so let me watch those videos. Yes.
Narrative vision. Real world stories and hardship. We're collaborating with Undocumented Filmmakers Collective. Oh my God.
The project is really rooted in research, as I said. So we are collaborating closely with anthropologists. There's a lab at the University of California, Los Angeles, that's run by a professor called Jason.
So they're working with a university in California for this. I would have never expected such a dramatic change of events. Wow. Can you believe that? Who would have thought? Yeah. In what world a U.S. person comes to Germany to virtue signal about their problems? Imagine traveling to the EU to promote such a game. Well, I don't know where she's from. I have no idea. How do you use your brain dealing with this shit every day and not want to blow your brains out? Because I know that, like, whenever I talk about this stuff and I cover it,
she's from
I think that I'm
Guadalajara.
doing a public service. I think I'm helping
Or
people
Honduras.
realize how
Maybe
blatantly
Honduras.
manipulative, toxic,
I know Hondurans
problematic,
have
and
like
bad
that
it is.
really strong
I think
sin.
there is an overabundance of emotionally charged messaging that is designed intentionally
Or at least I
to
think.
make you give up your country,
could be
to give up
mistaken.
your culture, to give up your morality, and to instead effectively adopt someone else's. It's not about you being not judgmental. It's about letting somebody else judge you and letting them decide what's okay, letting them tell you what's acceptable, letting them dictate their idea of empathy. Their idea of empathy is we're going to invade your country illegally, and if you get mad about it, we're going to call you mean. The character name? What's the character name? What she's been seen.
Karen.
I don't see character name. Top right. I don't get it.
Karen.
Scorpion by. Oh man, what are the odds? You can't make. Yeah, bro, this is poetic.
De Leon, who has done extensive research both in Latin America and along the border. He published a book last year called Soldiers and Kings, which is all about smuggling across the U.S.-Mexico border. And we've been working with his team. And there's also a collective of...
Anybody who's doing any smuggling across the border illegally isn't a soldier, and they're certainly not a king. They're criminals that often sexually abuse the people that they're doing things with, and also manipulate them, sometimes kill them, and traffic over drugs that kill people.
Undocumented.
They're parasites. The people that do that are awful.
Filmmakers in the U.S. So these are people who are artists and storytellers in their own right, but they actually also have experience of having crossed the border. So here you can kind of just see, like, side by side, a lot of the...
Oh my God. This is amazing. Wow. This is no game. No, it's not. Holy shit. This is ridiculous. I know. Can you believe this?
The context that we're trying to portray in the game. So, of course, the U.S.-Mexico border, and it's primarily set in the Sonoran Desert, which is one of the deadliest migrant trails. And there are deterrence policies that Border Patrol has where they'll essentially, like, weaponize nature, and they're trying to keep...
Thank God. Thank God. Be lucky it's not worse. That's some alligator Alcatraz shit. That's the way it should be.
Migrants in the desert for as long as possible, suffering from, you know, extreme heat, extreme cold.
Yeah, the migrants just spawned there. They chose to go there. You decided to do this.
walking days across the desert, and unfortunately, thousands of migrants have died or gone missing on these trails.
Then
And
they shouldn't have gone on the trail.
Exactly.
They shouldn't have done it.
Exactly. If you're not, if your body is not even trained for that, what the fuck are you doing? If your body physically nor mentally can't handle that, why are you risking your life for a better life? But if that better life is for you to do things illegally, either way, I get it, it's hard. But you have resources now. You can apply from another country online to get your papers. Well, there's a fee. Okay, work hard for it, save for it. Is it gonna be hard? Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But I I I'd rather have someone who works hard to get their documents than someone who is dumb enough to not realize that their body and their mental cannot even take it. Who's gonna go out and try to cross the border? Like, I don't get it. Like, yes, you want a better life? Okay. So does everyone. But that better life comes with sacrifices. Like, sacrifices that you can handle. Not sacrifices that you're gonna lose your life to. And, as well, you're doing it illegally, so, like, what's the point? If, let's say if you made it, right? You crossed the border, right? Congratulations. Now you get caught by ICE agents. Guess what? You're back. All that sacrifice made, you're back in Mexico. Like, come on. What are we doing? Are people just, like, dumb? Oh my god. Like, do people not see the news of, like, oh, they're dying, and then they're sacrificing their lives, and then in the end, they see that they died crossing the border, but at the same time, they see others who made it, but then, you know, the border patrol, they just come back. They send you back to Mexico. Now what? Bro, I can't with people. Like, you know, sometimes it makes you wonder, how can people be so dense on things? How can people be, especially when it comes to, like, things that matter with their own lives? I get the wanting a better life, but if it comes at the cost of you coming illegally, it's not really worth it. Because guess what? The cons is gonna outweigh whatever pros it might have. Sanctuary cities, honestly, I hate them. I hate them. Because all these blue states, you always look at them, and you're like, how is it so expensive? how can people live there, and not only that, for the average person, they're making so many sacrifices to own nothing, to constantly be in debt, constantly trying to take out loans. And then you look at the rest states, and rest states, you're like, you know what? It might be a little bit expensive, but at the same time, there's other options in those red states that actually help you out. And you see people like working hard. You see people like actually, they may not own like the fanciest houses, they might not own the fanciest cars, but they own things that matters. You know, like a simple car could be used, or they might have a car that they're paying for like $300, $400 if it's a truck, maybe 700, 600, 700, 800. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like it it confuses my mind that a lot of people don't have like the awareness. I'm not talking about young, people my age. I'm 26, younger. I'm not talking about, you know, my group. I'm talking about people who are much, much older. People who are in their 30s, 35, 40s. How do you like still not comprehend that you're living you're literally broke because you live in a state where it's expensive, and not only it's expensive, they're bringing. It's not even that. It's the fact that these illegals, right? I'm talking about illegals. They come into their country, and guess what? Companies, not all, but they're gonna hire someone under the table, pay them cash, and now the U.S. citizen, right, who is in debt, can't get a job because they got to take out loans. And now, what do? It's like they don't see how this illegal immigration is actually hurting them more than like quote unquote helping them, because it's not. Like, how can you live, especially if you're broke, and you actually agree with these policies? I don't get it. I really don't. Like, how can you think in your mind that, oh yeah, let everyone come in? There, there has to be a balance somewhere. There has to be a balance. And guess where that balance is? There's migrants who actually, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but there's actual immigrants who come here. I'm not, keyword, I'm not saying illegal, I'm saying immigrants. I'm talking about people who actually, no matter where they lived, no matter what country, they actually work their ass off to come here legally. Because that, that tells me that, you know what, you're willing to work hard and actually provide something, for the society, you know, for the people where you're going to live. Perfect. Now, if you are willing to break a law, that'll, like, to enter a country, that already tells me that you were, like, you're not going to respect our laws. That already tells me that you, if you're willing to break one simple law of, like, especially if it's, like, I'm not sure if it's constitutional I think it is. I could be wrong. Could be mistaken. But it's a law. You come here illegally. Illegally is a crime by definition. You already committed a crime coming here. And you're willing to actually pay other people to take you. When you could have, that money to actually get your proper documentations. It's like, why? Like, how dumb do you have to be? How stupid do you have to be that you're saving up money to enter a country illegally when you can be saving that money to actually get proper documentations? It might be more expensive. Okay. Life ain't easy. Like, no one's, not even the richest person has an easy life. Like, look at Trump. He's a billionaire. I don't like that, he was like, no one cares about the Epstein files, but guess what? He's making America great again. Like as hard, as hard as I don't like the fact that he keeps saying that people don't care about the Epstein files, I still see that, you know what? At least he's making America great again. At least he's helping out our economy. At least minimum. Again, I don't like that he's been trying to like, hey, people don't care about the Epstein files. Bullshit. People do care. I hate that. But it's not an easy life. He might have fucked up, like, when he was younger. Guess what? Everyone fucks up. Not as badly as he might have did. I don't know. He could be hiding something with the Epstein files. I don't know because we don't actually see the actual proof. He might have even brought it up, but I think he could afford to because he's a billionaire, so he can like pay people. That's my opinion. I don't know. Like in hindsight, we don't really know like every single details. They can release every full the full list, but at the same time, we wouldn't be able to know like if they actually took names out of it because we don't know. Because one thing about the government, don't believe everything. That's what I learned. Don't believe, even if like they have the most common sense laws. There's some things that we will never agree on. That's where you gotta be like, you gotta use your head and be like, something ain't right here. That's where you gotta think, not just listen and whatever the Democrats do, which they, especially on like their TV news channels, they just be repeating the same words, especially when it's like anti-Trump. They just be repeating the same thing over and over again. Every single channel, it's like word for word, or like, depending on where you live, could be like just a little bit of accent here, accent there, just to be like, quote unquote, it was from their idea. But again, you pay so much money to enter illegally, and you have people who pay so much money to come here legally. I would rather, if I wasn't a U.S. citizen and I live in another country and I wanted to move to America, guess what? I would sacrifice like so many years of my life to actually get proper documentation. Because I still can't like get it through my head how you can pay someone so much money, especially a cartel, that you're actually funding, for their crimes. How can you pay so much money to come illegally when you can actually work your ass off, work hard, save up that money to like get your proper documentations. I don't get it. I don't get the mindset. The mindset. Again, I understand. You want a better life? Understandable. At the same time, every country has their laws. You look at Japan. You look at Poland, especially Poland. Poland has been like top tier for immigration control. They like ever since the Nazis took over Poland one time in World War III, and now that Poland got it back, guess what? They don't fuck around. Poland does not fuck around with their immigrants. They'd be like, you come here legally or you're getting a bullet. Or at least close to that. I don't know. But they're like on the dot. Right there on your ass. They're like right there. You know, they're like, you try to come in for a warning shot. You don't listen to that for a warning shot. You're dead. I think. I don't know. But all I know is that Poland does not fuck around.
Done it. Maybe if you don't want to have this bad happen to you, maybe just don't do it. Do not come.
Exactly.
I've gone myself and walked along the trails and done on the ground work with humanitarian groups, and we'll talk about that. But there are also other aspects of the trail which I'll dig into.
Oh my God!
And yeah, just some examples of the team going to visit the lab at UCLA.
Survival and hope in the world of human smuggling. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. This is the problem that I think these people have, is that they're like, you really think human trafficking is about survival and hope? Oh my God.
Where we could see artifacts that were left in the desert by migrants.
And then
on a recent trip that I did on the border,
what do you mean
I
about
actually
video
found artifacts that migrants had left behind. So they're still doing this to this day.
Artifacts? Well, she's acting like she's finding like a Native American Indian, fucking arrowhead from the 1400s. What, like a Coke can?
Making this journey, even despite everything that's happening in the U.S., because there's a lot of misinformation on both sides, actually, right?
Misinformation, bro. I'm sick and tired of this, listening to this woman. Misinformation. Bullshit. Cartels don't, like... It's literally human trafficking. If you pay a coyote, cartel member, you're literally paying to get human trafficked, and you run the risk of actually being trafficked, like actually like being taken advantage of, like in the worst way possible.
Right, like
can of Pringles.
Latin Americans and immigrants from around the world are being sold this concept of the American dream, and that you can cross the border in this way, and it's very complex. And one of the things too that I think is not captured very well is that migrants from all over the world are actually traveling to Latin America in an attempt to make the journey to the U.S. So
there it is.
That's what Donald Trump has been saying.
Hey, I know from experience, because I have a family member who did that, but guess what? They were seeking asylum, and they're working. That's why I say it's not all illegal immigrants. But at the same time, if they would have no one, to help them out, they would have even come here. But then you have people who are like, they're being sold on the American dream, promises of the American dream. American dream, it's dead. Like, come on, bro. I'm 26, I still live with my parents. Even if I save like $50,000, I still wouldn't be able to afford an actual decent home. Like, you used to be able to do that in the 70s, 80s, even 90s, maybe. But now? Mm-mm. That American dream is dead. Like, you better hope that your parents, if you live with your parents, that it is on your name, the deed of the house. And that you're actually, like, work. If you're working, save all that money. Sacrifice your wants and needs. Now, if you want to buy something for yourself and you have a stable job, okay, go ahead and do it. But if you don't have a stable job, you're going to have to sacrifice your wants. Sacrifice your wants. Hey, if you gotta get help from the government because you want to stabilize your money, get help from the government. Just don't do what other people do, which they live on it for years and years without working. Now, if they're working, okay, you need it to, like, make sure that your money is being stabilized. You're trying to better yourself. Hey, government, I need help with this for, like, at least a year or 2 years. But 6 months at best if you have a really decent job. Because you're saving your money. You're building yourself a financial stability, which is going to help you out in the long run and I'm saying if you live with your parents, because I know not everyone is fortunate enough to be living with their parents. Hey, if you gotta live in a car, do it. If I didn't have parents, that would actually let me live here, guess what? I'll be like, you know what? I'll live in a car, and as long as I, have to save my money to actually afford a house, I'm gonna do that. Because I know life ain't easy. The American dream is dead, but it's only dead for, like, how long you want it to be. Because I think still that all these wants that we be buying, it's not really like, you really want to be spending your money like that? We could be saving, or a better option is investing. Even if it's small amounts. Invest, invest, invest. Savings, let's say you want to, like, save at least $1,000 for emergency funds, but then the rest you want to invest. Go ahead. Because savings, it's right there. It's gonna be there, readily available if you need, like, let's say the government, you forgot to call for your food stamps, and now you gotta buy a little bit of food. There you go. Now you have your money saved. Use that money. Bam. And then call again for assistance. You gotta use your brain. Think ahead. You want to get ahead of America? Use that head of yours. Trust me. Even if it means living in a car for, like, a year or two. It's not going to be easy. I know it's going to be really, really rough, but it's better than being out in the streets. It's better than people who are just, like, out there living under the bridge. Easily. Because you're working, and, it shows that you're working. I bet you there's some companies out there and some, like, managers who, if there's, like, a shower in the company, they'll let you take a shower. Because they see that you're working hard, and they see that you live in a car and you have, like, nowhere to, take a proper shower. But they see that you're actually showing up. You're doing it every day. Hey, gotta take advantage where you can. If you gotta ask for help, ask for help. But they'll see that. Trust me, when people see that you're working hard and you're really, really, like, trying to improve your life, there's gonna be people out there who see that, and they will, like, help you. Because they know that you're improving, trying to improve. It's not just like, where you have other people who just sometimes go to work and sometimes they miss. See, they're not gonna help that person. You know why? Because that person is just like showing once, then not showing the other day. But if they see that let's say you're showing like basically every single day, and then if you miss a day, okay, it happens. You miss a day. Sometimes you miss a day and you're just like, man, could have done better. Could have woken up, done this and that. Okay. It happens to everyone, trust me. Now, the person who misses work like twice, 3 times a week, they'll be like, whatever. He doesn't really. If he's not if they're not interested in working, coming in every day, guess what? They'll be like, whatever. But if they see someone who's working, oh yeah, they're gonna help you 100%. Because they know, if you need help with something, and they know that you're working hard, and they know that you actually need it. There you go. What? Take the money out? If let's say you work in construction and you need a tool but you can afford it. Guess what? Easily ask around or ask your boss. They might buy it for you, or, they might take like money from your check. Just a little bit. Just so I can help pay towards that. But it's like you bought it, but you bought it in like renting it. It's better than nothing. Because they know that you're going to be working. And they don't mind losing like, I don't know, $800, $1,000 for now. They're going to make it back as long as you're working. And they know that you don't mind. See? Those kind of people get help. Others, not really. People who work hard, they get help. People who don't, they don't get help. They want the easy life. They like the only help they get is from the government. That's about it. Other people would be like, "Damn, bro, you still on Section 8? You haven't found a job? You're telling me you're living somewhere, you're getting paid just to live, basically for free?" They'd be like, you're really getting help from the government. Like, you don't need my help. I'll be the same way. If I see someone who's living on Section 8 for like, I want to say 6 years. I think the limit for me would be 5 years because, you're on Section 8, you're trying to like, let's say you found a job, right? And then those 5 years, it's a stable job. You're saving your money. And I'll be like, you know what? You have a job, you're working hard, you might be on Section 8, but guess what? You're saving. And you're saving your money, or you're investing your money somewhere so that when those 5 years pass, you take that money and now you actually have money, like actual money, where you can live off of it for like 5, 10 years. Bam. Easy. Now it's a little bit easier for you because now, instead of depending on the government, you're actually helping yourself out. And that mentality comes when someone sees like, okay, you know what? They might have been in Section 8 for like 5 years. But look at them now. They have their own house. They're living actually pretty well for themselves. You know what? I don't mind helping that person out. If they need any help, let's go. If they fall in hard times, I don't mind that person goes back to Section 8 because guess what? I already know that person is going to work their ass off to get out of it. But other people, they just be easy live, bro. They just be like, yeah, brother. I've been on Section 8 for 10 years. Government pays for my shit. Government is like, the government is like, yeah, easy free money. Hello, how are you? My headphones are broke today, so if you play shot. It's my favorite game, huh? Your headphones are broke? What do you mean? I think my audio. Is my audio? Give me a second. Oops. Oops. Hold on. What was the topic on? What was that? That topic I was on about. Right. Alright, the people who be like, Section 8, brother. He's alive, brother. Man, I'm living all my life like this. I'm living free. Woo! I mean, I have everything, but oh boy. You know, when deep down inside, they're like, oh man, I wish I could have everything alive. I wish the government would pay more. And those are the type of people that actually get pissed when, let's say, because it's from the government, first of all, for EBT food. They say you can't buy no more soda because it's unhealthy. Hey, I'm for it. You can't buy snacks that are unhealthy. Easily, I'm all for it. Because it's unhealthy. Because if you keep buying unhealthy stuff, guess what? Now you're gonna have to turn to Medicaid. And now it's more of the taxpayers' money supporting your life. So why should taxpayers pay for your life? I keep going on rants.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly. That's the issue.
I gotta drink all this.
It's a little bit of a self-report, don't you think?
Oh, it is, 100%.
You see people from Southeast Asia, from Africa. It's not just Mexicans and it's not just Latin Americans, right? And I think this is something that also not that many people are aware of.
Woo!
Everybody knows that.
And in the game, we try to do this environmental storytelling that's based on...
So let me get this straight. Your idea of environmental storytelling is putting 2 bottles of water next to some rocks. This is environmental storytelling.
That is
a lot of the research. So one example is migrants will actually carry these black water bottles because they believe that they're less conspicuous to U.S. Border Patrol. And there's this like saying where they'll say it's better to be hot than caught, in that like drinking, like having these black water bottles actually makes the water almost undrinkable because it's unbearably hot, right? It insulates the heat. But, you know, this is a very clandestine world, and something that we are trying to do through the game is shine a light on people and humans that are often
It ain't be like what, 22 liters,
they're
I
fleeing
think.
persecution and
it may not be much for me.
They're
I
living
gotta
a life
refill
in
this.
hiding
I
from
should have
the
bought
moment.
something bigger. This cost me like $20 on Amazon for
bad.
sale. This
not our problem.
I probably should have gone like a $40,
flee their
$50
homes,
one, much bigger.
because it's often the
Why don't you
cartel.
stay there and make it better?
This bro, for like
laws that are going after
16,
them, and
20
we can
hours,
talk about that, but
it is still
and
cold.
then they have to face
Even when it's hot.
Mexican
My room,
Border
I
Patrol
live
and
in a
Border
room
Patrol within Central America as
basically
well, where
in a shack.
the U.S. has been training Border
Outside
Patrol
parts,
agencies
it's like a
in other countries
aluminum,
as well. So it's
wood,
a very
and from the
complex,
inside.
you know,
Guess what?
system
Heat
and
with the air
route, and
off,
it's not
everything
just
heat
happening at the
gets
border
hot.
itself, but it starts all the way in South America.
This bad boy.
You can see an
This
example
lasts
of like a
really
rescue
good.
beacon here. So this is
It's
real.
great.
The
That way,
image
there's
at the
no,
top
you know,
is,
heat actually coming
you
in.
know,
They don't. I don't think they even make these in black for that reason.
and you can see they have this illustration of like an emaciated, desperate migrant, which is just very sad and kind of repulsive to me, truthfully.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe they try to come in our country illegally. This is the way that they try to weaponize your empathy against you so they can take advantage of you. Is that they say, well, you know, we have to cross the desert. Well, no, you don't have to, because you shouldn't even be here in the first place. No, you should.
Again, he's right. You don't have to cross the desert. You want to come to the U.S.? Do things the right way, bro. You do things the right way.
Shouldn't be coming here. You shouldn't be going.
You do things the right way, bro. Guess what? You're gonna have an easier life. If you do things illegally, of course you're gonna have a hard time crossing the desert. Desert is like really, really hot, first of all. And if your body is not really well trained to walk for hours on end, oh my god, that heat is gonna kill you literally. Even with all that water, hours pass by. You're gonna be hot. You're gonna be sweating. Like, you don't have to cross it. You just gotta be smart. You just gotta be like, you know what, I wanna come to the US. Save your money for that. Don't save your money to pay a cartel member to then sacrifice your life. Like, bro. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, oh, you crossed that desert. Me. I'm like, you crossed that desert. Hey, bro. That's on you. I mean, every country, well, not all, but there's countries that, yeah, it's hard to live in. But if you decided to cross that border like that, that's on you, bro. Because that, honestly, in my opinion, that is called, what's the word I'm looking for? That is called natural selection, in my opinion. If you do something that's going to cause you harm, knowingly how hot, especially knowingly how hot the desert can be, knowingly how it's dangerous for humans, because you get, it's not hypothermia. Is it hyper? What's the word I'm looking for? It might be hypothermia. I could be wrong. You get that, excessive heat, the sun's rays, you know, the UVs. Ooh, boy, you are gonna die if you're not ready for that.
Going in this direction. You shouldn't be trying to come into a country illegally. This is ridiculous. Not emaciated enough. I mean, she said like tons of people died doing it. I mean, I bet they did. Yeah.
But it's Border Patrol kind of saying like, we'll rescue you if you need help. So they know that the migrants are in dire straits in these situations.
And you can see how also in this entire story, not once has there been any conversation about how the people that are the human traffickers are problematic at all. There's no conversation about that. It's because this is not an academic pursuit. This is not something that's being done in order for people to understand things. It's being done in order to push a specific worldview that is intentionally like subversive to America. Mm-hmm. And this is also true with Europe. It happens with Europe too.
Oh,
it's propaganda.
So much
we've
propaganda
been cooperating closely
happening in
with
Europe.
a shelter.
Europe has been taken over by
in
Islams
Mexico,
or Muslims or
specifically in Nogales, which is
whatever the
on the
religion
border
is right
between
now.
Arizona and Mexico, which is where
I
the Sonora
forget. They
Desert
have a
is.
big problem.
And I've been going down there, and also like on a bi-weekly basis, conducting
Honestly,
phone
I
and
think we
video
should,
interviews
I
with
think
asylum seekers
for
and people who
the UK's
have
safe
you know, had to flee their homes because
safety,
they've
I
either
think we should
been
invade them.
threatened by cartels in some way.
I think we should be like, you know what?
They have not
We're going
wanted
to
to get
invade the
recruited,
UK
especially in
because
the
you
case
guys
of
are
young
having a
men,
big,
where
big
young
issue.
men are, you know,
And
it's
because of
either
that,
they join the
I know you
carteles
fight with
or
us
they risk
in the
dying,
wars.
right? And so their only
So we're
option
gonna help
is to
you
flee.
out, but in return, I want you to keep
And
actually
these
fighting
are some of
with
the
us.
stories that we're trying to weave into
And
the
I don't
narrative of
want
the game.
any of these Islam's laws or these Shira, I don't know how to say it.
Like, who cares?
The Shira laws.
Like, what does this have to do with anything
None
in
of
the
it.
U.S.?
In your
Like, how
country.
is this our problem? It's insane, bro. Like, yeah. We gotta play this? We probably should.
From a game design standpoint, we really want this experience to be,
Could you call us
again,
political
like,
propaganda?
sensitive. We're not
It
trying to
obviously is.
glorify or glamorize this experience, but we want people to feel it, and we want to treat it with respect. So we're trying to balance these moments of tension.
I
like
just
stealth.
realized, look at this. So you have to walk around the spotlight, and you can see the two people that are avoiding border patrol. Like you see what's going on here? Oh my God!
Right, and having to
fuck?
evade border
He plays
patrol,
border
with
patrol?
some
I got a feeling
reprieve
you're not
and
gonna be able
not
to.
make it trauma porn either, right? I think this
Yeah.
is something that. Because they're human stories at the end of the day, humans have a spectrum of emotion, and so there is, you know, humor and deep emotion, love, etc., more positive emotions. And we also want people to reflect on the universality of migration. So even though this is like on the nose in the sense that we are portraying migration across the US-Mexico border and it's a real world topic,
Yeah.
this is something that's obviously very relevant here in Germany, in Europe, and around the globe. And
Yeah, it's a big problem over there too. It's crazy how this what the fuck is going on with these Western countries, man? This is bad.
we want people to be thinking about
It's
this.
real bad.
I've also been
Ooh, I had a
meeting
sneeze. That was a
with
weird
some
sneeze.
artists that work along the border. There's an artist called Alvaro Anciso. So he was a migrant from Colombia himself, and
Colombia.
now he
Poor Colombian.
goes every week into the desert and creates these shrines to pay tribute to migrants that have lost their lives, where they'll find remains, either bones or full, you know, cadavers, and
Yeah.
they'll work with forensic groups to identify them. So that's something that we try to capture in the game
Here's
as well.
the game.
The Beast. The Beast is a freight train that runs through Mexico where thousands of migrants ride on top of this speeding train. Well, it's not quite speeding, but even so, it's an incredibly perilous train. And, you know, it's very common for migrants to lose their limbs trying to, you know, get on and off of this
Shouldn't have
train
tried
or
to
being
get on
on
the
board
train.
it. But this is one way to...
This is what I find is so weird, is that these people view every negative consequence from their own actions to be somebody else's fault. It's like all of these bad things are happening to you, but somehow it's somebody else's fault that it's happening.
travel across Mexico, and it's something that we're capturing in the game as well. The Darien Gap is another very deadly migrant trail, which is between Colombia and Panama.
You can see the border patrol agents that are T-posed
Is
around
between
the water,
Colombia.
I guess ready to arrest somebody after they get out of the water. Oh my God.
And
arrest
migrants
them.
will, you know, have to
Get
trek
them, Border
through
Patrol.
rivers and jungle, and this is a very early
Wait a
prototype,
minute.
by
Wait
the
a minute.
way,
Wait a
but
minute. Wait a
just kind of-
minute. I have a crazy idea. Oops. Oh my God. Is there a Border Patrol game? From Nintendo? This is on Nintendo. Hold up. I wonder. I gotta see the trailer. It's on the Switch too.
You can go ahead.
Look at on.
Show me your driver's license.
good to go. You good to go, bro. Any contraband? Oh my god. You were so close, bro. How much is it? $10? I kind of want to. Oh my god. Oh, I'm not even logging in here. You know what? I'm gonna just leave it there. Is there any other games? 2.3 out of 5. I don't care. Maybe it's the people who don't like Border Patrol. Yeah, there's somebody came and play the game. Huh? Oh, this is a different game. Get out of here. Contraband. Hold on. And this for PC. I want to say something. Oh man, the Nintendo Switch one looks really, 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 really good. How do I reply? Oh, that's how. I don't even know, 'cause I'm crazy. Let me see. I'm like all over the place. I really want this game.
Kind of so that you get a sense of the visuals. Yeah, these are other parts of the migrant trail that we are tackling to show
Sure.
again like the breadth of this story. It doesn't just start in Mexico. So as
Yeah,
I
that's the
mentioned, I've
problem.
been working with some humanitarian.
Humane borders. Oh God. Okay, let me. I'll go ahead towards the end. Why this matters more than now.
That we've been collaborating with. And, you know, she's saying that she was talking about January 20th, the pain that the migrants felt because everybody received a notification that their asylum appointments. So they were,
Oh,
you know,
this is right. So Biden had an app for all of the illegal aliens who should have never fucking been here and asylum seekers who also should have never fucking been here. Trump, on the first day of the app, reprogrammed the app, canceled everybody's appointments, and then changed the app into a self-deportation app.
What? I forgot about that.
Just, many of them had spent months, even years in hiding.
I forgot
in
about that. I
movement
love
and migration, hoping for a chance to find refuge in the States. And now there is no asylum.
Finding refuge. I wonder if somebody tried to find refuge in your house, would you be okay with that? Probably
No
not,
one.
right?
No one
and
would
so
be
it's
okay.
always, you know, these people always like writing checks that somebody else has to pay for.
Exactly.
And so this didn't just impact, you know, immigrants in Mexico, but obviously on a global scale, there's been so much happening. And therefore, you know, we need support, and we want to be able to support all of the different groups, both grassroots nonprofits, large-scale NGOs that are doing the work to try to ameliorate these conditions and try to...
These NGOs are going extinct, by the way, because the way that they were getting funded has been getting cut off. That's why so many of them have been shut down.
Really make a change if we can do anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
there's no
running out of time.
USAID.
There's the trailer.
Okay, let's see the trailer.
We won't do the trailer.
Wait, so you spent the entire time
Wait,
talking
what?
about how bad this was and just playing your propaganda, but you're not going to play the trailer for your video game at a video game convention?
there we
Are
go.
you fucking kidding me? Oh my God.
What? This has to be...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't take another step! Are you the guys?
Young man, I suggest you lower your weapon if you want to go home tonight.
Yeah, you are them for sure. Get in quick. The boss is waiting.
Okay, but first we need to stop at the drugstore.
I can't do that, sir. She will kill me if we are late. Okay. The boss will need to wait a little bit. Fuck me, a lot longer. The boss will need to wait a lot longer.
Grandson, I'm really proud of you. Your mom will have been happy to see you.
Yeez, Grandpa. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going to wait inside the van.
What is this?
I'm too high and too old for this shit.
What the fuck?
Oh, this is life. What a beautiful moment. I'm sorry, lady, but I'm not doing shit.
I will have sex with you.
Wait, what?
If you do this for me, I will sleep with you.
What?
I'm on my way. Charlie, bring the guns from downstairs and meet me at the door.
Okay, Grandpa.
What the fuck?
Okay, the boss will need to wait a little bit. Fuck me, a lot longer. The boss will need to wait a lot longer.
This, bro, I gotta download this game. I don't know how much it costs.
What the fuck?
Grandpa High on Retro. I gotta add it to my wish list.
Okay, sorry. It's hilarious. Okay, I'm done. That was it.
Wow.
These are, yeah, QR code. Thank you.
Wow. Man.
We have to set up everything for the closing panel.
So you didn't even show the trailer. I don't even know what to say about something like this. It's so fucking ridiculous. Oh my god. Well, there it is. That actually made me kind of mad. I hate people like this. I hate the manipulation of it. I hate the way that they portray themselves as victims, as they're doing something wrong that they know is wrong. I think that they are just awful. And as I've said before, if it was up to me, we would be deporting every single one of them. And this is the migrants, asylum seekers. They would all be gone with no like, maybe we could keep the 9s and the 10s, okay? But besides that, they're gone. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know if you wrote. Yeah, this is the propaganda. Yeah, do not buy into this emotional blackmail. Do not buy into the manipulation. Don't let yourself be taken advantage of. All they want to do is come into your country and lie to you, emotionally manipulate you, and then take advantage of resources that they had nothing to do with building. So yeah, that's it.
Hey, finally Roblox is getting fucked over. Oh, I already seen this video. That's bullshit. As in balloon. Hold on, I think Steam might be downloading something in the background. Oops. Okay. Okay, now we can watch
over
this
drugs as well. I mean, that's the reason why you're whitewashing literal criminal rapists and trying to make it into some kind of like fucking hero's journey. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. Why censor? Yeah. And so they glorified, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, it's a game. It's meant to send over misinformation. And you can see this, right? Amaze nominee. And you can see all of these pathetic, embarrassing video game organizations that, you know, that gas this up. And I can guarantee you that these decisions were made by Karens, and everybody knows it. And so I want to say to all of these organizations, please keep doing this. This is great content for me. I love doing this. Never stop making games like this, okay? Like, I'm going to lose out on so much content if this actually goes away. Like, I'm worried that maybe I should take a step back. Maybe I should take a step back from get going on these games, because it's like, you look at what happened to the white rhinos, huh? Now they're gone. They're dead. They went extinct. Like, maybe it's better to keep them as an endangered species so we can hunt them for sport every once in a while, but we don't ruin the whole flock. Because I feel like we're killing all of them. We're killing them all. Metaphorically. And so anyway, yeah, we're running out. I'm running out of games to go after. I don't know what's going to happen. What am I going to do? Am I going to have to actually play video games sometime soon? What the fuck? What do you mean I'm gonna have to play video games? Slow the culling. Yeah, this is awful. How could this happen to me? Yeah, play games, fuck this. Yeah, I know. I'm losing my fucking mind. And so anyway, basically, even the person that created the game got shut down. This is funny. USA and processing the trauma from being a minority with real audio clips from real illegals. I have to see this. I have to see it. I want to watch it. This is content. Wait a minute. Okay, we might have something here. Let's get it.
Yes, my pronouns are she, her, and
shit! They're currently. It's crazy. It's crazy how much of a self-report that is, isn't it? And so anyway, let me see if I can go back and look at this here and find it. And where to go? Oh, you can see. So Elon Musk actually asked me. He says, "Is Microsoft really funding this company?" I said, "I'm actually not sure. I don't think it's direct funding, but maybe from a VC that's a couple levels of removal from Microsoft instead. Most cynical evaluation, it's funded by a group from so Microsoft wants to launch their ideas by not getting Microsoft involved with it." Do you want to know what's really sad? Is that I was wrong.
Damn.
Microsoft promoted it themselves. I was actually, like, I thought to myself, there's no way Microsoft would ever do this. This is so stupid. This is so ridiculous. There's no way they would do this. And here we are. And there it is. It's financed by the German government. It's financed by the German government. Maybe we should finance a game against the German policies nowadays. Talk about how Germany censors people and doesn't allow them freedom of speech. Maybe about how they try to make political parties like the AfD illegal. Maybe we should make a video game like that, and call it Among Us or Wolfenstein. Yeah, I guess we already did, didn't we? And so anyway,
wait a minute, I have that game.
Spotlight on Anima Creates, and you can see right here this app no longer exists. And their upcoming game, Take Us North.
Here because of the
Find out how the
G2A
Xbox
thing.
developer empowered the indie studio to create a narrative adventure survival game that follows the poignant journeys of a diverse set of
I
characters.
have Wolfenstein
Promoting
2.
an illegal immigrant simulator is beyond shameful. Well,
I still will play it.
we deported it. The site is shut down. The video is privated. The creators have deleted all of their accounts, and every vestige of this game has been removed from the internet.
Yikes.
This is another total Karen obliteration.
So is it?
The Kickstarter's still up? Why am I not surprised? Maybe it was a psyop. I'm gonna let you know. If you come back and you try to talk about it again,
I want to get the
there just might be another video. Oh, we just might have to do it again. And the thing is now, by the way, because I did it the first time and it worked, everybody is going to do it again. Everybody.
What?
And so, yeah, there will be for sure. Kickstarter's wild. Yes. And am I being a gatekeeper? I absolutely am. I am being a gatekeeper as much as I possibly can. And add another faction called the Hunters. Called the Hunters. I love that. So yeah, make it realistic. Yeah, there you go. Sure about Minneapolis? No. Can you gatekeep War 2? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Let me get to that as soon as I can. And anyway, so it shows to what end radicalized leftists will go to radicalized kids. Yes, this is a video game that was effectively It was literally propaganda, and it was financed, unfortunately, and supported, unfortunately, directly by Microsoft. I thought there's no way that they did this. They did. I was wrong. They canceled the game, so technically we won. Yes, we beat the game by destroying it. I want to let you know that I will continue to do this. By closing their website and their video, they're admitting it's wrong. It's a huge W. I don't care whether they think it's wrong or not. Maybe they're afraid of the pushback, and I don't care what the reason is. I just don't want media like this out there, and I don't want it being promoted by big companies. It's disgusting, it's propaganda, it's manipulative, and it's wrong. And I'm gonna, again, the Pope of journalism. Yes, that's right, the Pope of journalism. And yes, I'm the Internet Border Patrol. There it is. Microsoft has canceled more games than they've released. That's true. Yeah, I guess you could have probably banked on them to do this anyway. But anyway, so yes, this game has been canceled, and you can clearly see. And what is this here? I don't know. What is this?
Let's show how hypocritical a certain side of the aisle that likes to champion everything actually is. We had Gamescom last week, and all anyone could talk about, people who are on the left, people who are on the right, people who are in the middle, was the games that they were looking forward to. Yeah, multiple people talking about games. I saw shit glorifying coyotes. You know, the people that like to sell people into slavery, steal from them.
Oh, just a minute. We gotta get it.
That knockoff Ghost of Tsushima game, people were enjoying that, and people like me who were praising Lego fucking Batman for an entire week, talking about how awesome it looked, that they're bringing in classic movies and characters and combat from the Arkham game. It was mostly praise for all the games people were looking forward to. I saw multiple streams go on for hours talking about the games that they enjoyed. And a certain group of individuals did not say a fucking word. They didn't say a peep about that. But then you have Take Us North that gets revealed, a game that tries to glorify illegal immigration. Glorifying coyotes, you know, the people that like to sell people into slavery, steal from them. Sometimes.
Why is it that whenever they went to arrest all those people that were illegal aliens working at that pot farm, why were there kids there?
Yeah.
It's a mystery.
Why
Nobody
were there
knows.
kids there, bro?
Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea why.
They delete them and then like to touch them without their consent. A
That's
game
actually
funded by
basic
Microsoft
children.
of all companies.
300,000 was it?
Illegal immigration.
That's right.
Not only that, they
and also the process of illegal immigration that very often involves genuine human trafficking, slavery, drug trade, and rape.
Interviewed and hired illegal immigrants to work on the game. You know, there's a law for that. I think it's called like aiding and abetting or some shit like that. But whatever. A bunch of people figure out what this game is, and the free market starts to decide and says, hey.
That's the problem. See, that's what they hate. They hate the free market. They hate when people can have opinions. They hate when people can speak out and say what they think. That's the reason why they try to control every social media platform. That's why they try to censor speech in Europe. That's why they try to control mainstream media and prevent podcasts and other types of independent broadcasters from speaking out. That's the reason the entire media apparatus and the entire apparatus that supports, like, you think about how many different levels of lies that something like this has to be built on top of.
Oh, yeah.
You need to have a house of cards. But the problem is every fucking card is the Joker. I think people are starting to realize that.
We don't want this bullshit, and now you got a bunch of weirdos on the internet going, oh, you're racist, look at the grifters, oh, look at da-da-da-da-da. My nigga in Christ, where were you when everyone were praising these video games? Where were you when everyone was saying, damn, I want a Lego fucking Batman game? Where were you guys? Oh, that's right, because you're exactly the same people that you try to project onto others. Because
he's actually, I love this so much because he's bringing up such a good point. Is that the real grifters are the ones that act like every video game that comes out or something like that whenever people complain about it? That's the only time they ever talk about video games. They don't ever talk about the games that they like. They're always focused on this fucking culture war bullshit. Like, meanwhile, yeah, I was excited for tons of video games. They're not talking about that.
You're not there for the good, the bad,
they don't like video
and
games.
the
No,
ugly.
they don't.
You're just there for the good. You just want...
They're there for the ugly, too. Like Veilguard.
All the praise. You just want to be toxically positive. You just want all the access. You don't want to be seen as a chud or a racist or a sexist or whatever. You're trying to put yourself in a higher pedestal than the others who give legitimate, actual criticism on all angles. You get no relevance unless you jump into these kind of controversies.
That's exactly it. And you see these crying ass, pussy bitch, annoying, like limp dick retards on Twitter that are sitting around constantly trying to take shots at me, take shots at him, take shots at anybody like us because we don't like it. This is just like Nazi Germany. This is just like, bro, you better hope and fucking pray that you're wrong. Please pray to God that you're wrong. You fucking retard. Karens? Yep.
You know, like the Alyssa Mercantes. So you're exactly what you try to call everyone else.
She's a waitress, by the way, now. So whenever I said welcome home, whenever I went and I did a little bit of these, I think she took the advice. We sent her back to we sent her back to Chili's. Get him out.
Big Chili's.
You're a grifter. And the funniest part about all of it is when this game drops, the only ones who are going to be playing it are the ones who's going to be making fun of it. Not the people that are on the internet trying to praise it. Not the ones saying,
I play this shit for sure.
Immigration and all the Mexicans, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Those niggas aren't going to play the game.
That's the same thing that happened with South of Midnight. That's the crazy thing is he's totally right about this shit. The same thing. Do you remember that fat, annoying, stupid fucking bitch that was trying to farm hate on me about the fact that he's saying negative things about South of Midnight? I pull up her Twitch tracker. Number one, she's got no fucking viewers. Nobody gives a fuck about her. That's why she's talking about me. Number two, she never even played the game. Which one? I know. But anyway, so she goes and she's farming hate. I played this game for 7 fucking hours. I even said it was good. I said it was a decent ass game. The problem is that he is right in so many ways, and he probably knows this. South of Midnight wasn't a bad game. It wasn't a problematic game. It wasn't nothing wrong with it. But the thing is that everybody already made up their mind on this shit before they even played it. They never even played the game. They're tweeting about it. They're talking about it. It's all about virtue signaling. That's all it is. It's never about the games. It's never about the media. It's never about anything else other than performative fucking narcissism. It's optics. That's it. And that's the reason why we turn the optics around on them. We turn them around. We say, nah, bitch, we going in reverse. Nope.
People like me. It's gonna be people like Asmongold. It's gonna be people like Smash JT making fun of the fucking game.
The stupid ass shit.
And then you're gonna be like, well, you spent your money. Oh. Yeah, something you don't have, broke bitch.
Well, no, they do.
This guy is
they get
good.
It from the ad revenue from talking about me.
Sorry, I get annoyed with fake fucking woke people, dude.
Exactly.
It pisses me off because you don't really stand for shit. You only stand for what's acceptable in the eyes of the majority of certain people.
Completely right.
And it's not even a majority. It's just
it's a select majority of weird little freaks like them.
A vocal weird minority of individuals. So put your money where your mouth is. Actually support these devs. Actually support these video games.
There were more tweets, more likes on tweets hating on me for my opinion of South of Midnight than there were people that bought South of Midnight. What else can you possibly say? Performative fucking narcissism.
Stop having dust boards coming out with no players. Stop having games like Concord
Dustborn.
come out with no players.
Oh.
Stop having games like Lost Records, Souls Aside, another game for the
Yep.
LGBT, RESPECT, movement. None of y'all played those fucking games, but you want to get on the internet and you want to project like, oh, I care so much about these individuals. No, you fucking don't.
No.
You're a bunch of hypocrites. You just want to seem holier
Yep.
than thou when you're
Yep.
a fucking pussy and
Oh
you're
my
broke.
God.
I'm so tired of y'all.
Oh my.
All right, ran over.
Oh.
Going to the gym.
Bro.
I
Holy
like that guy.
Ah, yes, exactly. Fucking exactly. Fucking yeah, that's what I've been trying to say the whole time. Talk about cooking. Exactly. He ulted. That's exactly where we're at, man. And that's what I think. Oh, and you got. Does anyone have a direct contact Jack Q? Ping about supporting Take Us North and dev team as they face an onslaught of abuse after the Gamescom presentation? Yeah, go ahead. Karen it up. Karen it up. That's right. Yeah. Nah, it's because they don't. You can't stand the heat. Get out of the kitchen. That's the problem. It's issue. Backer 0. Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah, ain't nobody care about this bullshit. Actual game about illegal immigration. They interviewed actual illegal immigrants. This game's funded by Microsoft. Yep, there it is. And the thing is, guys, I'm gonna say again, and I'm excited to say, excited to share news. This is the account that deleted, got rid of everything. It's gone. Elon Musk looking into it. That's right. And so that's really where we're at. Oh, this is the guy. I'm gonna link y'all his Twitter. I like him, bro. He's funny. Yeah, that was the guy. Hella funny. Yeah, it was good. And so anyway, nah, bro. Like I saw this, and yeah, they merged with Ubisoft. Their name wouldn't change. Yeah, I guess so. And it's Dumb Boys, exactly. And let me go back. I'll see if I can find the rest of it. Yeeted to the Void out in 2 days. Exactly. We totally killed this game. We killed this game. I'll kill it again. I'll kill another game next time. I love killing them. I love it, bro. I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. People say you put people out of a job. I say, bitch, that was the motherfucking point. That was the reason why I did it. That was the reason. I'm going to keep doing it. That makes me, whenever I go to bed and I fall asleep, I'm going to be dreaming of the fact of what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go and do a post-mortem and think about how can I do it even better next time. There's nothing that makes me more motivated than knowing that I can fuck somebody's shit up that I don't like. Nothing that makes me more, like, literally, that's, it's actually probably, it's probably like a fucking pathological issue, like a mental health issue that I have. There's nothing that makes me more motivated than somebody that I don't like doing something and making them stop doing it. That's it. No, it's not. Yeah, keep the Killing Games initiative. Exactly. Yeah, bro, you talk. Yeah, we talked about the Stop Killing Games initiative. We got a new one. It's called the Keep Killing Games initiative. That's right. Anyway, I'll go back. We're gonna look at some other stuff, but I did see this, and I did want to, you know, again, gone in complete conspiracy mode. They had no game whatsoever, nothing in development. That's probably true. The games are never meant to be bought or played. It's simply a political statement from people who have nothing of value to do. True. She also deleted her Twitter, went private on Instagram, and her LinkedIn is still there. They have an account on Blue Sky, but you got to be special to go there. Are you not able to look at it? Yeah. See, they're not even saying anything about this. Not even on Blue Sky they have. And that's just too bad, right? That's too bad. It shouldn't be hired anywhere. The woman showcasing the game shouldn't be hired anywhere. Oh yeah, no, you're right. Because that's a person like that is like it's a cancer. It's a cancer. A person like that gets into an area and they infect everything else with their stupidity and like their stupid worldview. And so that's it, man.
Brief my ass, bro. That is 2 hours.
iPhone.
Oh,
Just this word alone immediately brings to mind an integral aspect of daily life that's permeated throughout society over nearly the past 2 decades. Everyone knows what an iPhone is. It's a smartphone, and generally speaking, about 50% of people tend to have one. If they don't, they have some other smartphone, an Android of some sort, potentially a Samsung most likely. They own a smartphone because everyone owns a smartphone, because smartphones are a necessity in modern society for better or for worse. We all need something that tethers us to this 24/7 connectivity to the internet, which has opened up communication in ways never even dreamed up before. Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and today we're finally tackling a topic I've wanted to dig into for far too long. When did iPhone...
I said, fuck it, I'm gonna try out Apple. I got the 16E for like on a discount Boost Mobile. And the connection, oh boy, it's wonderful. Like usually with my phone, my Samsung, I'm not sure because of the damaged shit. Because this phone is bent. I'm not sure if you can tell how bent it is. It's like bent. I'm not sure if like somewhere in the motherboard I might have like fucked up the mobile shit. But this one, I'm getting good connection. Not sure if you can tell. Whatever.
Peak. We're going to take our time with this to build our way to the eventual conclusion, but as a preamble, let's ascertain as to why this question might even crop up in the first place. Something as broad a subject as the quote-unquote peak of anything is going to come purely down to subjectivity and the lens through which you judge it. For some, the question won't even exist because, of course, every year iPhone does improve, and whether that improvement is by a lot or by a little, there is improvement happening. And we'll delve further into this point of view later on. But for me, I think the question of when iPhone peaked arises due to a couple main factors. The first is simply iPhone fatigue. We get a new iPhone each and every year, specifically in the fall since the iPhone 4S. And with each new iPhone, the event gets less and less special by nature. Just as with getting older, time feels like it's speeding up because a singular year doesn't feel as long as it did previously. It's a smaller fraction. A single year is 1/24th of my life, but when I was 17, it was 1/17th of my life. With more and more individual iPhones, it does make sense they would get less and less exciting relatively as the total quantity increases. Now this is a simplified reason for fatigue because iPhones aren't linear. Some models are going to be inherently more exciting than others, but it's at least part of the reason why I am no longer hyped or excited by new iPhones. It's not that I'm completely apathetic. I've based my main job for the past 7 years around Apple and generally reviewing iPhones in particular. I fell into this niche not necessarily intentionally, but it was born of passion for Apple products back when I was younger. I used to be the absolute definition of what you would consider a Apple sheep, somebody who thought Apple could do no wrong, and I was constantly hyped for whatever they were cooking up next, reading rumors and just immersing myself in that sort of culture. The new iPhone, the new MacBooks, and whatever else. Despite not being able to afford these products until YouTube took off, I was still so excited to see that new iPhone 5S, that new iPhone 6, 6S, and 7, and eventually after working over the summer, I got the iPhone 10 for myself right at launch, and it was like I finally had made it.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh from 91 Tech, and here it is. Finally, guys, I got the iPhone 10.
As much as it's easy to scoff at and be cynical regarding the consumerism on display here, you can see the genuine excitement on my face when I unboxed that iPhone 10. My instinct is to downplay it, to act cool like I was putting on a show for the camera, but I wasn't. I genuinely was absurdly hyped to finally be able to buy a brand new iPhone right when it launched, especially an iPhone that so radically shook up the experience. It was a source of pride to go through high school my senior year and have people ask about my iPhone 10 since they probably hadn't seen one yet, to show off something as simple as an emoji and see people smile even though it was dumb and silly. And that's okay. It's okay that I was this hyped about something so dumb and silly. It's okay that I was hyped about something from a, at the time, trillion-dollar company that didn't and still doesn't care 2 bits about me. And the purpose of this video is certainly not to put down anyone who still might feel the same way. Apple as a company has a certain allure to to it that doesn't exist elsewhere. There's an air of exclusivity and innovation, no doubt spawning from their past in which they led the charge, typically with Steve Jobs at the helm, bringing mass technological revolutions with the Macintosh, the iPod, and of course the iPhone. That's a large part of the reason I personally fell in love with Apple, less as a company and more as a general niche. I loved jailbreaking, something Apple explicitly does not like. I loved the community, the history, and the hype that would build year after year in anticipation of the next time we would see just one more thing. But the iPhone, and similarly the iPad, is where those technological revolutions seem to die. Apple just hasn't done anything near the same level of innovation since. The Vision Pro is nothing really new. Google Glass was a thing well over a decade ago, and don't forget about the Microsoft HoloLens, even if neither of those products really went anywhere.
I have a hot take on this, but with the way Apple does their seamless integration between devices, I think this is gonna sell really, really well in the future. Like, trust me, watching TV, if you want to watch something, you just want to lay down, put your glasses on, you can actually see it. You're just like right there. Bam, watch that. Especially in the dark. Just be laying down, watching that, you fall asleep.
The Vision Pro seems to be where everyone thinks tech is headed, but Apple used to be able to surprise us, to bring something new that, despite never prior existing, we would absolutely need. I can only hear Tim Cook claim that the iPhone being announced is the best iPhone they've ever made so many times before noticing my growing sense of stoicism. The feeling that maybe, just maybe, this isn't truly the best iPhone ever. Because the best iPhone ever would have more hype, it would change more, it would innovate more, it would bring features that would blow us away and set up iPhone for the future. It would get me excited, maybe not to the extent it used to, but I can't pretend to be thrilled just because Apple is now using titanium and they added an action button instead of a slider. It's not that I don't love my iPhone 15 Pro Max, I actually really do, and I have no doubt the 16 Pro will probably also be a fantastic phone. Every iPhone does in fact bring a new peak in a certain context, but it doesn't always invoke the same feeling of wonder and awe that a previous iPhone did. The same feeling that you're seeing something truly special. And 2024 might mark the first time in a very long time I did not buy the newest iPhone, because I'm not sure I want to. I do love my 15 Pro Max, so much that I could use it another year and probably not miss any of the supposedly new features that will inevitably come. When saying that past things are better than current things, nostalgia does play a part in this view. There's no denying that. And where iPhone peaked is going to potentially be far different for you than it is for me. But even so, there's a certain balance of what each iPhone brings to the table that at least gives us something to work with if we start by accepting the idea and notion that iPhone has indeed already peaked, despite the continual incremental improvements. To be the peak of iPhone, you need to consider the amount of innovation and upgrades in the phone, how many new precedents it set for future smartphones, how hyped and excited people were at the time, and how well the phone did, commercially as well as critically. These are all just some of the many factors that should be taken into account when proposing such a discussion. And so with that in mind, I ask that you humor me for the length of this video. Maybe go grab some popcorn, get comfortable, and let's embark on a journey exploring when exactly it was that Apple's iPhone peaked, along with how we got here in the first place. The first iPhone is a fascinating invention because practically everything that prevails throughout our current societal discourse and function spawns from it in some way. If you want to talk about something, you're probably doing it on the internet, and you're probably doing it on your smartphone. Specifically, what caused this was the iPhone in conjunction with the App Store, a hub that eventually allowed for every social media and route of communication to be doled out to the masses in a way streamlined and efficient. This has drastically morphed the way the world works, and namely communicates, allowing for real-time discourse on literally any event or topic of any category. While this existed before with the internet, it was never nearly as widespread or mainstream as it would become after iPhone. It also turned this 24/7 connectivity into not just a novelty or convenience, but an imperative and fundamental requisite to living our lives in a way that no one could have dreamed up prior to the monumental shift that occurred after that first iPhone became the catalyst for such immediate social reform. Think about it. While the internet as a whole is the backbone of all of this, try to think of any other new product that so quickly and vastly caused sweeping changes throughout the entire globe in such a short span of time. By the end of 2012, roughly 1 in 2 US adults already owned a smartphone, and that number, in my opinion, is probably conservative given the same statistics claim only 90% of people apparently own a smartphone as of 2023, though I suppose you do have to take into account seniors and the like. But the point here is within 5 years of the first iPhone's launch, the world had already changed irreversibly and irrevocably. Whether for the better or the worse is again debatable, but there's no question the world very well could be far different from how it is today had Steve Jobs and Apple never released the iPhone, had they instead just stuck with their music players and iPod, leaving cell phones to the Blackberries and Nokias of the world to continue innovation in a potentially completely different route. iPhone is a constant in our lives, whether we even own one or not. Every year, there's a new iPhone, and every year, there are incremental changes to smartphones that attempt to improve and build upon that original iPhone's foundation. Looking back at that first modern smartphone, it is incredible just how many aspects and innovations were established on that device and continue to be the way things are today on both iOS and Android. From things as simple as a digital keyboard and multi-touch display to having a home screen act as a hub for your apps and utilities. Even autocorrect as a concept was there on the first iPhone, as it was a way to make up for the lack of precision inherent with a digital keyboard rather than a physical one. A choice that was viciously divisive in 2007, but made a ton of sense as it allowed for content that didn't require the keyboard to have far more space to be displayed. It was also a decision that allowed for smartphones to take over our lives in such a dramatic fashion, with screens only getting larger and more immersive to even better display content and media as best as possible, both practically and intuitively. Even something as simple as using your finger to scroll and having momentum on the page with a little bounce when you reach the bottom is something so necessary in helping to build the entire experience. It's intuitive, it makes sense, and from this basic scroll functionality has come the core methodology of consuming most media as you scroll through pictures, news, posts, whatever else. What makes this first iPhone so great is not necessarily the product itself, at least from the lens of what makes a good smartphone in the first place. It did have a lot of issues that came with the good. There was no 3G networking, a basic feature that probably should have been there in 2007. The hardware could not keep up with the software after only a few years, and it only got a couple major updates as a result. The phone was expensive, with price cuts coming only months after launch, screwing over early adopters. As far as iPhone went as a product, it was not perfect, and in fact was far from it. But as a foundation and framework that would be used for every modern smartphone onwards from 2007 all the way to today, it was perfect. It provided a platform, a jumping off point for everything that has come since in the realm of tech. It has changed the world on an unprecedented scale, and it was iPhone that unlocked the true potential of the internet to become as compulsory and ubiquitous as it stands today. What iPhone did was create a new product category that merged the fringes of useful tech into one singular product. It was a phone. A cell phone was something most people had at this point, typically a flip phone or something like that. iPhone was also a music player, an iPod, something that was only exponentially growing and ironically would be killed by this product, as iPhone would end up replacing it altogether. What other company outside of a Steve Jobs run to Apple would dare to make a product that would not just eat into the sales of their main cash cow, but potentially make it redundant and obsolete altogether? While iPod certainly did retain major profitability after iPhone for the coming few years, it didn't last very long, with fewer and fewer models releasing, and even the ones that were consistently still coming out in the iPod Touch line was essentially just an iPhone without a SIM tray. While iPod continued to exist in a limited capacity, it was iPhone that took over.
Give me a second. I think I used to own an iPod 6. I broke that. Give me a second. Is it iPod 6? Let me see. Okay, yeah, it was this one. I love this. I used to play Minecraft on it, offline games. This was amazing to own. I missed this. What? Oh my god. What is the last iPod? Is it really the 6? Hold on. I made 10. Hold on. The iPod Touch last generation. I think I was younger, like 17, 16. 7th gen. Last generation of the iPod Touch. Images. Wow. I can't remember if I had it in blue or in black. Or was it red? I think it might have been red. No, I had an SE on the SE red. Second. I had an iPhone SE second generation. Red. I used to have this one. This might be the first one, actually. But look at that. It looks so much like an iPod. I missed this. Hell no. Why is it renewed? Man, whatever.
For everything for Apple and brought them to a level of popularity and eventually value that was unprecedented and virtually unimaginable. Apple's worth trillions of dollars today, not billions, trillions, because Steve Jobs made a huge risk in a product that could, and in fact did, ebb away sales from another risky product that first came out in 2001. A product that had literally saved the company from the edge of dissolution and transformed them from a niche computer manufacturer to eventually the monopoly they maintain today. But then there was the third aspect of iPhone, and that was the internet communicator. This was the true silver bullet in Apple's arsenal. It was something
Hey, hi Nana. Alright, come on, Nana. Why are you in front of me? That's not fair. Hey! Yeah! 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 I am screaming like the one. Yeah, this is what I mean. Nope. Oh! I see. Alright. Where are you going, you sneaky little bastard? How did I miss it? Oh my god, I'm back.
They'd been setting up for years, with the iTunes store becoming huge and the main hub for music on the internet, single-handedly competing with piracy as there had been so little alternative to it beforehand. In 2005, the iTunes store brought movies and TV shows, and so the foundation had already been laid for the Apple App Store to come in and only further their power of digital content distribution. There's only so much that can be said in regards to the innovation of the first iPhone, and none of this is new. We all know how much that single device changed the world, and even those who despise Apple and everything they've ever made or stood for should be able to admit that, objectively speaking, the first iPhone was the catalyst for modern smartphones as we think of them today. Smartphones built prior are so foreign that it's hard to even think of them as smart in any fashion. They just happen to have internet connectivity and thus technically fit the definition. All this is to establish that Apple's main goal and their bread and butter since that perfect foundation was set up is simply making more iPhones. That's what Apple does now, as they continually improve on that initial blueprint. 2008 brought 3G networking and a cheaper price tag. 2009 doubled the processing speeds. 2010 leapfrogged everything by adding so many features, like the Retina display, that far more premium design and build, Apple's first custom ARM-based chipset, a front-facing camera, and FaceTime. 2011 brought Siri, the first mainstream personal AI assistant that has led to this AI revolution we've seen becoming even more and more relevant in recent years. 2012 brought finally a larger display and an even better and sleeker design. 2013 brought the first 64-bit chipset in a smartphone, as well as biometric security and a massive overhaul to the software in iOS 7. 2014 made iPhone larger and more immersive than ever before. 2015 improved on that experience. 2016 improved on that experience further, with dual cameras now and no headphone jack, because AirPods, which also would take over the world. And now it's 2017 and holy crap, it's the iPhone 10 that everyone calls the iPhone X, and the home button is gone and the screen is OLED and it's edge to edge and it scans your face to unlock the device, which is straight out of sci-fi fantasy, and the jump 10 years down the road from iPhone is so ridiculously obvious now and amazing, and what we've got is so optimized and refined and robust and versatile and better than ever before. And then in 2018 we got the same thing with slightly better cameras and speeds. In 2019 we got another extra camera lens with a faster chipset. In 2020 we got a minor redesign harkening back to the iPhone 5, along with, you guessed it, slightly better camera and speeds. In 2021 we got slightly better camera and speeds, and in 2022 we got slightly better cameras and speeds, and wow guys, look, the notch is now just a pill-shaped cutout. Isn't that innovative? And now it's 2023, and look guys, we also got better cameras and speeds, now with titanium instead of stainless steel, because hey, we gotta change something. Plus also USB-C, because the EU forced Apple into adopting the same universal charging ports that even Apple themselves had forced upon their own users with their MacBooks 7 years prior. You know, the MacBooks that only came with USB-C, and yet Apple stuck with Lightning on their iPhones for some reason. I suppose before answering the question of when iPhone peaked, it would be prudent to discuss whether or not iPhone has already peaked. Clearly, my answer is yes. Obviously, it has peaked at some point, but there's a very obvious rebuttal to this, and that's that every new iPhone that comes out is going to technically be better.
I don't think, yes, I don't think the iPhone will ever truly peak, because I feel like the AI right now might change that, at least in the future. There's some serious potential with AI that can make phones way, way, way much better than they are right now.
Better and faster and have more impressive photography than the phone prior. This is inevitable, and while some things like stainless steel to titanium do change seemingly purely for the sake of being different and thus new, the core of every new iPhone is going to have to be better than what came before it as a requirement and obligation. This goes for any recurring smartphone coming out year over year. Every Galaxy should be a bit better than the last Galaxy. Therefore, ultimately, until iPhone stops being made every single year and we have a final definitive version of it in some form, which will probably never happen, it will have never actually peaked. But this is a rather obtuse view of what peaking as a concept really is. A peak is defined as a highest point. So if you're peaking as a verb, you're reaching that highest point. What dictates what said highest point is completely dependent on the surrounding context and the lens we want to look at things through. But generally, if we're looking at a product that has recurring new models, then the peak can be considered to be when the product was at its most innovative or its best for its time, and that time period in which it came out has to be an inexcusable point of context for how we perceive these things. Otherwise, the newest thing is always going to be the peak of said thing. So, for example, what is the peak of Xbox? If you ask anybody who regularly games this question, they'll likely answer the 360 era. Would you want to solely play the Xbox 360 today? No, of course not. The Xbox Series X or a PC or PS5 or anything like that is going to be far preferable because technology has advanced significantly since then. But in terms of how we feel about Xbox, or how we feel about the direction it's gone, I think most would agree that the peak was the Xbox 360 era. Specifically, probably around when Halo 3 came out, which broke records for the biggest entertainment launch in history, and film execs actually blamed Halo for a 27% drop in box office revenue for that week. This could easily be considered about the peak of Xbox, but there's more aspects to this. If we really just look at like raw player numbers, technically 2021 saw Halo Infinite break player number records immediately when it dropped, but no one considers this the peak because the game at best was mediocre, and that is extremely generous even if it's gotten significantly better through updates in the years since, despite the feasibility of the user interface. Okay, my point in this tangent is that generally the peak of something in regards to how we feel about it doesn't typically align with what is simply objectively the technically superior product or device, or even just the best selling. Technology is still advancing every year. The problem is, phones have gotten so good these days that we've run out of a lot of headspace for smartphones to actually get much better in any facets that are obviously visible. The iPhone 14 Pro is identical to the iPhone 12 Pro cosmetically until you see the dynamic island, 120 Hz, and probably some other stuff. The 15 Pro does look a little bit different from the 14 Pro, barely, but you know, USB-C, and now it's titanium and stuff. The 16 Pro will look a little different, the 17 Pro will look a little different, but there's no need for drastic shifts in design anymore. These phones are already as efficient as they need to be in terms of providing a platform to access the content and media the internet distributes. It already takes photos that are more than good enough to capture moments and memories, and the same goes for an iPhone from 5 years ago, even 7 years ago. If you want to go even further, you can make the argument the iPhone 6 fundamentally is still perfectly good enough when it comes to the core of what a smartphone needs to be to deliver your desired content efficiently. The iPhone 6 itself isn't good enough, it's stuck on iOS 12 and suffers from bad battery life and is a decade old, so of course it's not good enough to actually use it these days, at least for the vast majority of people. But when you boil it down, the iPhone 6 is still strong enough of a template for Apple to still sell it, just in a slightly streamlined form. Specifically, the iPhone SE 3rd generation is just the iPhone 8 with a better chipset and otherwise the exact same hardware, and the iPhone 8 was just a slightly nicer iPhone 6 with more improvements that came with the better cameras and faster processing power, and of course the glass design. So with all that being said, does this make the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus the peak of iPhone? Well, if we go by sales, then actually yes, and it makes sense given the era in smartphones and the fast adoption and desire for phablet devices at the time. Phones that were larger than the traditional cell phone, which had actually only been getting smaller until smartphones took over. The first iPhone was pretty big physically compared to most flip phones and popular cell phones at the time, which was a hurdle they no doubt took into major consideration when settling on the 3.5-inch display. How large can we make this phone without scaring people away, since it needs to be at least a bit bigger than other phones to fit the digital keyboard. The physical keyboard could afford to be a bit smaller since physical buttons in conjunction with muscle memory would allow for a fair level of precision, but digitally, this was a much more difficult issue to tackle. Phones also were used for completely different things back then. They hadn't become media consumption devices like they would within only a half decade or so. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus came after years of Apple being surpassed by their Android contemporaries in size, with Samsung heading the charge in the Galaxy S and Note series of phones. We were at a point where there was now actual content we wanted to watch on our phones, consume on our phones, not just treating them as things that call people or text people, but instead something more akin to a traditional computer, and even main driver for accessing this media. The 3.5-inch display of the 4S, or even the 4 inches of the iPhone 5 and 5S, just wasn't cutting it anymore. Mind you, the iPhone 5 going to that 16:9 ratio was hugely important for how phones would only continually get taller. Today, the display on your phone is far more tall tall than it is wide, especially since those bezels are so drastically reduced. The iPhone 6 had answered the demand for a bigger iPhone. Not just a bigger smartphone, Android had you covered for that, but a bigger iPhone that ran iOS and everything that comes along with it. That's what people coveted, and finally Apple relented, causing the insane sales with about 220 million units shipped, placing the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus as far and away the best-selling smartphones of all time. By sales, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus are where iPhone peaked, at least when it comes to any individual model, because iPhone sales as a whole are still incredibly high, with 2021 actually claiming their peak total sales of 242 million units, so that covers every iPhone Apple was selling that year. While sales numbers are a justifiable category to judge the quality or supposed peak of a product, they don't tell the whole story by any means. I'd argue that by all accounts and purposes, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus were pretty weak iPhones in the grand scheme of things. Sure, the size was a major selling factor for them, and the new feature that people had demanded, but everything else about that phone just screams mediocre. The iPhone 5S had just had a big jump in the processing power, and thus, as you would probably expect, the iPhone 6 didn't really improve that much in that category, to the extent that the 5S also got updates to iOS 12 despite being a year older. Cameras didn't really change much. The design in hindsight to my eyes is actually a downgrade. It's pretty mediocre and one of Apple's worst. I really don't like those plastic antenna bands, albeit I'll admit I loved the design when the iPhone 6 first came out, no doubt in part because it was just new. It's like the gold color on the 5S. I thought it was the coolest thing a decade ago, but now gold has become probably my least favorite color option on the majority of iPhones released since. I'd also be remiss not to mention the whole Bendgate fiasco that overwhelmed the media noise surrounding the iPhone 6's launch, putting a blemish on what was otherwise an extraordinarily hyped and highly desired phone. It's easy to forget just how much attention and excitement typically surrounded a new iPhone's release each and every year. While this does still exist today, it's not nearly as relevant as it once was. We don't generally see huge lineups outside of the Apple Store for a day one launch anymore, especially in a post-2020 world. While there's a wide plethora of reviews and articles being pumped out before and after a new iPhone drops, the air of pensive anticipation for this brand new product just doesn't exist in any mainstream capacity like it did only a decade ago. When I bought my iPhone 15 Pro Max, the Apple Store was not overflowing with customers, and there were not people camping outside for days at a time. While this no doubt in part was thanks to how Apple's gotten better with streamlining the pre-order process, the matter of fact is that your average person on the street just no longer really cares if a new iPhone is coming out. You don't see Samsung making commercials poking fun at the Apple fan mentality of lining up for the next iPhone, because that's not really a thing anymore. Not just because we don't need those lineups, but because a new iPhone launch has become so monotonous and standardized in this modern era of smartphones. It happens every single year, and there's no longer only a single iPhone releasing either, so you don't have hundreds of people in line all buying the exact same phone, thus splitting the shared experience that previously would occur. You can't talk with the person in front of you about how excited you are for these new Pro features when they're not buying the Pro model. I believe the disillusionment with hype surrounding the iPhone's yearly release probably began as a result of the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus coming out in 2014. For one thing, iPhone didn't change drastically in the years following. The bi-yearly trend of design shakeups no longer would exist moving forward. The iPhone 10 wasn't that far away, but the iPhone 7 is when Apple normally would have really shook up the design, and they didn't. But even with the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, as much hype as it did have, it was the 7th year of iPhone. It's something people were already beginning to take for granted, and justifiably so. Beyond just this, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus also had a lot of pushback with the Bendgate controversy, and this may have caused some pause to consumers who previously might have been inclined to buy the new device immediately on day one with future iPhone launches. Bendgate boiled down to the iPhone 6 using a weak grade of aluminum and being susceptible to bending, which would later lead to touch disease and a boatload of other issues. While this was not something necessarily unique to iPhone, as there were other smartphones that also bent fairly easily, the spotlight on iPhone in particular was so massive, especially with a phone as hyped as the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, that it became an impossible issue to avoid seeing in the media at the time. The floodgates opened up after that unbox therapy video, and now the fact that the iPhone 6 and particularly the 6 Plus were bendable is the main thing people tend to remember about these phones. You could ask almost anyone on the street and they'll probably remember what Bendgate was in some form, or at least remember hearing about it. It was unavoidable, it was everywhere, it was a huge topic of discussion at the time. Apple's response to this did not help, giving only their generic corporate spiel about it not being a real issue and how their phones phones were very durable, and no one was actually experiencing real problems in normal.
I don't want to stream here because I'm providing no reaction whatsoever. I'm probably gonna stream again later, but I'm falling asleep. We're gonna be downloading this game. We're probably gonna play this. Gonna have it downloaded in the background. Well, not this one, but where is it? This one. I'll just download in the background. Probably gonna take a nap. I will leave the stream on, but I don't know. It'd be pretty boring because I don't even know how to angle my camera towards my bed. If not, I would easily do it. Whoa.